Welcome to the Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina. So, Charlie Kirk. If you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he's a right-wing Republican political activist. He goes around on college campuses and debates people who disagree with him. So, today I saw this video of him where he's debating someone about homosexuality. And usually, I agree with Charlie Kirk when it comes to certain things, but this one, not so much.
How are you? What did I say that was BS exactly?
Because you're comparing adultery to, which is a conscious immoral decision, and Trump is an adulterer. That's 100%, and it is immoral. It's proven 100%. Gay people do not choose to be gay.
I never said that, but you choose to act on the impulse.
Why wouldn't you? That's who you are.
Okay, but what if someone says, I just chose to cheat on my wife. It's who I am. I just chose to gamble the house away. I'm a gambler. It's just who I am.
Hold on. See, when someone is gay and they're choosing to act on the impulse of their gayness with someone who is also gay, there's no victim in their gayness. You know, it's two people loving each other and being intimate with each other. If you're cheating on your wife, you got a victim. If you're gambling the house away, well, the victim is your family. But being gay with another person who's gay, there's no victim to be had. So this was a pretty retarded take from Charlie, but I'll let him continue. And holy smokes, that is the tiniest man who he's debating that I've ever seen. Like a very, very tiny man.
I just chose to rob the bank. It's who I am. What's the difference?
You're talking about sexuality. It's like, I can't choose. I'm heterosexual. I have no choice. I like women.
Let's play this out. Does a pedophile choose to act on their impulse to have sex with kids?
How dare...
Charlie, you can't use the P word. Children can't consent, Charlie. An adult who's gay, who's loving another adult who's gay, they're two consenting adults. Adults who don't have a victim in the game. But when you're talking about the P word, well, there is a victim, and that's the child.
You compare gay people to pedophiles. They're not pedophiles.
I never said that. I'm asking a question.
And first of all, pedophiles does not necessarily mean that they're doing something wrong. If you're talking about...
What the fuck? Oh my God. What the oh my God. I did not just hear that come out of that little man's mouth. I didn't hear it. There's no way he just said that. He just said, well, let's rewind that for 1 second. I have to hear him say it. I just need to make sure that what he said, I heard. Wow. Holy guacamole cannoli.
Gay people to pedophiles. They're not pedophiles.
I never said that. I'm asking a question.
And first of all, pedophiles does not necessarily mean that they're doing something wrong. If you're talking about sexual predators, that's different.
I'm asking.
Whoa. Listen, if you're a grown adult who's attracted to children, that makes you the P word. You're doing something wrong by fantasizing about being, how do I say this? Abusing a child. That is wrong. If this, oh my God, I hate it. I hate it when these people who are speaking for gay rights try to defend PDF files. Stop talking. Stop talking, you little man. Stop talking. You are making us look like, well, the P word. You're making us look like the P word. Okay? If a grown man is fantasizing about sexually abusing a child, yeah, that's absolutely wrong. When these fucking people start defending P words on behalf of the LGBTQ community, I'm not surprised that people look at the LGBTQ like they're P words. Stop defending horrible people who should be in a wood chipper. God damn, this is insane.
Asking a series of questions
of
whether or not behavior and impulse are two different things. So you can have a lot of impulses. Acting on them is far more important. And so he asked a question of what my religion teaches. My personal religion believes that marriage is between man and one woman as God designed and God made male and female.
DEI just means diversity, equity.
No, it means didn't earn it, but yeah, that's fine. So
It doesn't.
I know.
Why would you say that? You know it
Well, because the essence of DEI means didn't earn it.
What's wrong with inclusion? What's so evil about that word?
In practice, not the word itself.
Well, inclusion can be quite a few different things. Like, how about we include a 53-year-old man in a little girl's locker room? That's inclusion. See, inclusion isn't always good. We have to be very specific when we're talking about inclusion, because the roundabout statement that inclusion is good leaves room for P words.
This is a forced corporate program or college program, however you want to put it, elevating things that do not matter, that should not be in the matrix of making decisions.
DEI isn't just about hiring. It can be research to find, disparities of, diseases against different groups.
You could pick the Salvadorians, the Mexicans, the Iranians, the Persians, the Syrians, the Lebanese. You could pick any country. The ones that have succeeded reject the attitude that you and the prior guy have said.
What do you think my attitude is?
You are prioritizing the past and de-emphasizing agency in the media.
I am saying that the past should
yeah, but all these
have
groups,
effects on what we do.
all
now.
these other groups do not believe this. In Black America, there is an attitude, a worldview, an ethos that is predominantly focused on past injustices, not on future prosperity.
I think Black Americans see that there has been past injustices, and those past injustices are still here to some extent.
Has that mindset worked for Black America?
I mean, it worked for MLK.
MLK would be marching in the streets against DEI.
No, it didn't. MLK ain't here today. He's dead. It did not work for him. And what he preached was actually look at the content of someone's character, not the color of their skin. Actually, he'd probably be rolling in his grave right now if he heard what people who are for DEI are pushing today.
DEI, actually.
No, he would not be.
Well, he said, I don't care about color, I care about content of character. DEI cares about color.
DEI is about making an inclusive space for everyone.
Oh my God, the lefties, man. The lefties, I'm so glad I left the lefties. I'm so glad I'm in the middle, because they have words that they use all the time, phrases that they use all the time. Equity, inclusion, making space. These are, how do I say this nicely? These are fruitcake words. They're snowflake words. We have to make space and inclusion. Look back to the video we just reacted to, where he's defending PDF files. That's being inclusive. When you're including and defending the most reprehensible of people in order to make your case, don't include these people. Inclusion is not always good. But by making space for everybody and being inclusive for everybody, no, that's not good. You think the Met Gala makes space for everybody? No. You think Hollywood makes space for everybody? No. If you're ugly, sorry, they're not very inclusive with ugly people. So why are we picking and choosing who we're going to be inclusive with, and yet saying we should be inclusive with everybody? It's very hypocritical. When you listen to these people speak, it's like, holy shit, you guys don't even listen to what you're saying. And then listening to what you said previously and understanding that what you said previously and what you're saying now completely contradicts each other. You have two different ideas that they clash, and you don't even see it because you've been listening to the baloney for so long, it made your brain fall out.
Making an inclusive space for everyone of every background.
DEI and wokeness believe that
No, not everyone of every background, because we have PDF files running amok. 1 to 15, 1 out of 20 men are attracted to children. Look it up.
action is impacted by some systemic injustice and that DEI can fix it. I just hope Black America stops this victim mentality and embraces a victor mentality. They'll be much better if they do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. What is your opinion on the divisiveness perpetuated by the Trump administration?
Do you have any issue with the fact that the first time Riley came to campus here, she had to be barricaded for multiple hours because left-wing students tried to physically attack her?
Okay.
Is that divisive? Joe Biden gave a speech in November 2022, right before the midterms in front of Independence Hall. He said ultra MAGA is a threat to the country.
MAGA, keyword MAGA. I think there's a difference between MAGA and Republicans.
He said that everyone wearing here a red hat is a threat to the homeland. Joe Biden declared... They are?
The amount of...
They're not. See, back when I was a leftoid, I thought that Christians and Republicans were evil, that they were horrible people who didn't accept anybody. And you know what? I just got asked to go to a Shania Twain concert, and there's no way in hell I'm going. And I'll tell you why. Because if I go to a Shania Twain concert, there's going to be a whole bunch of drag queens, LGBTQ people who will not like me very much and will make my life miserable if I set foot in that concert. But if I go to a Charlie Kirk speech, even though I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he says, or some of the stuff he says, I know for a fact that I'm not going to get harassed. I'm not going to be barricaded. I'm not barricaded and held hostage. I'm not going to be hit or my life threatened. I'll be more accepted with the Republicans than with my own community. That's when I realized I had to leave the left, because they're not so inclusive when it comes to different opinions. They're inclusive with the PDF files, as we saw earlier, but me, a lesbian, who doesn't want children to transition or men in little girls' locker rooms, because I don't want that, they threaten my life? Well, that don't make any goddamn sense now, does it?
The amount of times
That guy right there, hold on. Look them in the eye. These people are threats to the homeland?
Okay, that's fine.
Who here wants a hat? Are all these people? No, I want you to look at your fellow American citizens wanting this hat.
That's great.
Are these people a threat to the country? Is that what you're saying? These people are a threat to the country?
I think the ideology that they perpetuate is. I think there's a lot. You yourself have said we have seen an increase in hate crimes and political.
No, we have not. No, I did not. I said we're more divided. We have not seen an increase of hate crimes. We've seen.
Why do you think we're more divided, Charlie?
Oh, I think we're more divided because we finally exposed the left for what they are, and the left is the one dividing this country. This hat is a beautiful symbol. You know what this hat means?
Sure.
It's a symbol of American revival, of prosperity, of hope, of optimism, of a better future. And
No, I'm not a MAGA person. I'm not a Trump person. I voted for him because he was the better option, and because he wanted to get men out of women's sports and stop children from transitioning, which I think is great, because children transitioning is just a neo-conversion therapy on little kids who would just end up being gay. I am not a MAGA, and I don't agree with some of the things that Republicans tout. But I'll tell you one thing, at least they can have a conversation and not be violent, not threaten your life. You could disagree and walk away and be fine. But on the left, you're not so lucky if you disagree with them. They freak out. They don't have the emotional regulation. They can't calm down their emotions and have a conversation without being loud and aggressive. And through the past like 10 years, especially the last 5 or 6, they've just really shown me that I don't want to be a part of whatever they're going on about. They've shown that they're not good people. They're very exclusive when it comes to thoughts. If you don't agree with them and how they think, well, then they cast you out. So hypocritical. I mean, how inclusive are you? Exactly. And yet the Republicans are more inclusive, because so many of them now were Democrats and left or got kicked out of their own party. They're more inclusive with someone like me, even though I don't agree with them all the time. I saw a debate between Buck Angel and Charlie Kirk. They don't agree on a lot of things, but you know what I didn't see? Yelling, or Charlie Kirk calling Buck Angel a racist, like the black trans woman Blossom did. You know? Now, what Charlie said in the beginning when he was referring, pretty much trying to connect that gay people are P words, I didn't agree with that. I thought that was a less intelligent thing that Charlie has said. It was a very, very stupid argument that didn't make any sense. Obviously, the person that he was debating didn't even catch on to that. Instead, decided to get angry when he brought up the P words and defend them. So if I'm a lesbian and I'm on the left and I'm seeing this little man over here defending P words and this guy referring to homosexuals as P words, I'm going to be like, well, you don't agree with me that I'm homosexual, but at least you don't like P words. This person agrees with me that I'm homosexual, but they're defending P words. I'm going to go with the people who don't like the P words, okay? Because at least we can have a conversation. On the other side, you won't be that lucky.
I will say again, you can hope all you want that MAGA, all MAGA is a group of people from different backgrounds, different skin colors, different religions that love America and they want to see it great again. That's all that MAGA is. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for watching this. Join our memberships, like and subscribe, keep this channel going, comment below. If you have any other arguments against or for what Charlie was debating. I always like to hear new arguments that are intelligent. Anyway, like and subscribe. Have a good one. Stay vigilant, question everything, and everybody, stay safe.